Well, now that you can hear me, let me welcome you all again. And I'd like to begin this morning with a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. So I ask you, now that we've gotten noisy, to just quiet down for a moment. And let's know together the truth that this is a spiritual universe, that there is nothing but spirit, that each one of us is a part of this thing called life, and life flows through us in the manner in which we allow it to be so. We are each one with it, and we are being human beings. We are at choice. Knowing this with complete confidence, I speak my word on behalf of each and every person here today, each and every person connected to us in any way, as I declare and know that there is good for each of us, that this good is now unfolding in wonderful ways, including through this morning's service, through this beautiful Sunday morning, through this wonderful week. I know that each of us is anticipating, looking forward to, and welcoming the good, that our hearts are in expansion and open as we allow ourselves to shine our light. And so I give thanks to everyone who has contributed to this morning's service in any way, including by being here, part of the love and the light now filling this space so beautifully. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone. In the sense and the feeling of gratitude, I turn this treatment over to Spirit, knowing that it is already done. It is already so, and I invite you to close with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you.
We're going to start off with a nice song, positive. Healed, whole, and healthy. And I'll love you again. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I relax and I let go. I am healed, whole, and healthy. Please stand. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I've got love surrounding me. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. Spirit's light shines in me. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I relax and I let go. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well.
Thank you, Richard. Oh, I guess my microphone was on when I was singing. So we did something a little different. We stood up for Richard's introductory song and gave us the words, and Reverend Maurene is back, and she always likes us to sing more as a group. So thank you, Richard. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. Let's give Richard a hand.
Thank you so much.
So thank you. So like I said before, good morning. I'm Reverend Kate. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, where we really do believe that there's a power for good in the universe and we can use it, and where we come together to teach, demonstrate, inspire, and learn more about living with a positive spiritual approach. So this morning, I would like to invite Ruth Ann to come and help with our candle lighting. And as we do this, we're simply reminding ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the divine unity of all. So first, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life. Now, please affirm and say with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. Please affirm and say with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. Please affirm and say with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, and beautiful, just as we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. So please affirm and say with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world, so please affirm and say with me, I am joy. And we light a candle for peace. Today and every day we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. So please affirm and say with me, I am peace. And finally, I invite you to take a moment to recognize your own inner light that is always shining within as we each take a moment to honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Ruth Ann. So in your program, if you look on the left-hand side, you will see there's a few announcements. I'm not going to repeat them all, but a few things I want to say, especially if this is your first visit to our center. We do have a guest book in the lobby. We'd love to have you sign it. If you put down your email address, please print it. We can sign you up for our Thursday night, Friday morning weekly email. That kind of lets you know what's happening here at the center. And everyone is invited to stay for fellowship after the service. It's the perfect time to meet people and ask any questions and look at the bookstore. Every Sunday, including today, we offer spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And this is our gift to you on Sundays. If you have a prayer request today, you could fill out a written request form. The forms are in the lobby in the corner near the welcome table. You can fill that out. Or if you want, you can ask me, Reverend Maurene, or practitioner Larry to do a one-on-one treatment for you after the service during fellowship. And I always like to remind people it's okay to put your treatment request in more than once. We continue knowing the truth until we see the truth in expression. So The other announcement, which is really the most important of all, is that next week is Potluck Sunday.
Yay!
So bring a dish to share, bring a friend, it'll be nice. And we're going to have a very short volunteer meeting afterwards, just maybe 10 minutes or so. We have some ideas. We have one big idea for a field trip to the wholesale flower. What would you call it? Wholesale flower? Mart. Wholesale Flower Mart, and then we're open to other suggestions. So that will be next week after the potluck. And then the following week, on August 27th, Reverend Maurene is going to give a workshop on visioning, and she'll talk more about it later this morning. So now I want to say thank you to today's behind the scenes volunteers. So first, I want to thank Verla for this beautiful flower arrangement. I hope you all noticed that Verla is color coordinated today. And Verla has shared with me that these flowers are in honor of her mother, and this was her mother's favorite color.
And today is her birthday.
Oh, and today's her birthday. Oh, yay. So happy birthday to Verla's mother. I want to thank Jim for coming and helping with the bookstore setup and also adjusting our microphones. I would like to thank both Verla and Ruth Ann for stepping in as greeter today. And Morgan is not here. I guess she had a big party, but she sent us some treats, and I also brought some treats so we can thank her. And of course, our video recording today by practitioner Larry, and I want to give thanks to Jan for the setup and the bookstore and keeping us organized, and to Angel, who I think will be back shortly for setting everything up today. So let's thank our volunteers. Now, if you would look inside your program and find where it says group reading, and join with me. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. Thank you. And now everyone stand. We're going to have a group song.
Yes.
And it's on the other side of your song sheet.
Love is my decision. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here, right now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here, right now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love might in my own. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here, right now.
Very, very lovely. Now I'd like to invite Larry up to the podium to give us our inspirational reading for the morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today's talk is an excerpt from Ernest Holmes' final talk at Asilomar on August 15th of 1959. Asilomar is a hotel that you may know of that we hold our conference at, and there are conference grounds there. It's in Pacific Grove, California. And this is just a part of the sermon. I'm not going to give the full sermon. Thank goodness. From the Sermon by the Sea. Our religion is not something to be lived merely here at Asilomar. As much inspiration as we receive from it, but rather we are to take that consciousness that we have arrived here at back with us into whatever activities we may be engaged in. And now we meet for this fond farewell. We go back into the highways and the byways of life, something so great that never again will anything be quite the same. A little more light shall come, a little greater glory added to the glory we already possess. A deeper consciousness, a higher aspiration, a broader certainty of mind. You are religious science. I am not. I am only one who puts something together. I do not even take myself seriously, but I take what I am doing seriously. You find me 1,000 people in the world who know what religious science is and use it and live it as it is. And I'll myself live to see a new world, a new heaven, and a new earth here. There is a cosmic power wrapped up in the cosmic consciousness and purposefulness that is equal to the vision which loses it. Find 1,000 people. 1,000 people who know that and use it, and the world will no longer be famished. How important is it that each one of us, in his or her simple way, shall live from God to God, with God, in God, and to each other. We are taking back with us, I trust, a vision and an inspiration, something beyond a hope and a longing, that the living Spirit shall walk through us, anew and in its own creation. A new glory will come with the dawn. And may God bless you and keep you. And for all the love you have given me, may I bless you.
That was good.
Okay, I'm going to do a song by Bob Marley. You know Bob Marley? Caribbean song, Jamaica. 1977. This is called Three Little Birds. And a lot of the time, Bob Marley will just write one verse and just play with it for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. So I thought I'd add a couple of extra verses, kind of, to go along with the theme. Three Little Birds. Oh, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, sing it, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, I smiled with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Oh, 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 sing it, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Oh, sing it, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Come look around us, we're here for each other. 3 little birds sing of God's love, sharing sweet songs, the melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Problems and tensions will find their solutions. Give up yourself, you will be free. Sharing your love, the joy is now spring. So come to the table, then you will see. Oh, sing the word about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, sing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob Marley.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. That was really nice. Yeah, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. And I know that's so true right now as I turn the podium over to Reverend Maurene. So let's welcome her back. She's been on a little traveling.
Thank you. Thanks, Kate. Well, hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. How are you? Welcome. Yes. I am Reverend Maurene Bishop, and I just returned from a conference. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. Just returned from a conference of the Americas in Chapala, Mexico, which is near Guadalajara, right outside, about 30 minutes from Guadalajara. And I want to talk to you about this conference And the reading was perfect because Asilomar is typically a conference for the English-speaking group here in North America. And I want to talk about this conference, which has been held since 2013. This conference, the theme for this year was called Compartiendo de Luz, which means share the light. And this conference was started, I don't know if you know Rebecca Pena. I've worked with her in Chapala, and Dr. John Waterhouse. He was the first president of CSL when CSL was created. And their intention was to create some place where practitioners, and down there they don't call them ministers, they're called directors, where practitioners and directors could get together with their counterparts from the US and Canada, come together. So this vision was created by Dr. Pena, and she taught most of the current practitioners, and there are approximately 150 practitioners, and they're from all over. I mean, I guess the predominance is Mexico. Yeah, but they even have a couple in Cuba, in Spain. They have Lima, Peru, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Colombia. So it's amazing how this vision is playing out. And I just want you to know, you're part of a bigger organization on this planet. Now this convention lasted about 4.5 days, and they had several speakers. You didn't have to know Spanish because they have this ability to translate instantaneously. So if it was a Spanish speaker, I could listen to my earbud. If it was English, of course, I could listen to them. And it was a wonderful opportunity to kind of get a feel for this culture and a whole different way of looking at religious science. It was perfect. I just want to read to you what is on their website, and Kate put links to the website for the conference and to vidaespiritual.org. They say in Spanish, and I've translated it, science of mind is a correlation of science, philosophy, and revelations from mystics of all eras applied to human needs. It is ancient wisdom expressed as modern truth. I love that. That's very good. And if you do speak Spanish and you want to take any classes, you can go to their website and sign up because almost all of them are online. And I just want you to know you're part of an amazing spiritual community. And this community is teaching and sharing the same principles we share every Sunday. And Ernest Holmes said, he said, the science of mind is a choice of life. It's a spiritual path that leads you to self-discovery of your sacred being by practicing unconditional love, inclusion, and compassion. So by raising your awareness and remembering that we're all one and bringing yourself into unity, you are helping to build a better world, a world that works for everyone. And just like Ernest said in his last talk at Asilomar, you know, a world without famine. So our founder left his teachings as a clear and accurate guide. I sometimes call the Science of Mind book our owner's manual, because he really did. He showed us how we can live better, how we can use universal spiritual principles like cause and effect, and how we can create the best version of ourselves. Remember, thoughts are things, and we are what we think. So a little aside, just a second. I went to a psychic convention. They only had one size of souvenir t-shirt available. It turns out that they're all mediums. One more. One more. A man who lived next door to a minister. He was puzzled by her personality change on Sunday mornings. At home, she was shy and quiet and retiring. But in the church, she became a fiery orator, rousing the masses in the name of God. It was as if she became a different person. One day, he asked her about the dramatic transformation that came over her when she preached. Ah, she said, that's my ALTAR, alter ego. Me too. Yeah. Well, all seriousness aside here, Mark Twain said the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So let me tell you about a little more about this. Now just imagine you're on the shore of a beautiful lake that's bigger than Lake Tahoe, and as far as you can see in either direction is lake. You look across the lake and there are towering mountains, maybe 8,000, 10,000 feet high. You're at about 5,000 feet. You're on this beautiful lake, and this lake has white heron or pelicans, whatever they are, and white egrets, and people are out there with nets fishing. Occasionally you'll see a little party boat from Guadalajara with music and tequila. But you know, it's just a magical place, and I know Jennifer has been there. But there's a single road running, and I had to take the bus every day to go to the conference and back home, 10 cents, you know. And there's local mangoes, papaya, avocado, tropical fruit, lychee nuts, you know, and then they bring berries from across in the mountains. They grow blueberries and strawberries, things in a cooler climate. And the food there, you can get traditional Mexican food, but there's a huge French influence because the French at one time occupied Mexico. So you can go to a lot of nice fresh French restaurants, French bread, etc. You know, I like to eat. It's a paradise. And the other thing about Guadalajara and the surrounding area, it only rains at night. Bougainvillea everywhere, beautiful colors. They have this special tree that has, it looks like it's filled with orchids. How can a tree have orchids? They're gorgeous. They're just, and the jacaranda, or we call them jacaranda. I guess we call them the purple trees and yellow trees and white trees. It's amazing. But the most amazing thing of all was when you go to these conferences, and the first day I sat and I had breakfast with a man named Bob Dean, and he was a friend of your mother's, and he sends his best wishes to Carlsbad, CSL, and he's an amazing person. And then John Waterhouse and a couple of ministers from St. Louis, and we all have this most amazing conversations every day, lunch and breakfast. We would get together and different people, you know, try to mix it up. I met many wonderful people, and we have these amazing conversations. I don't know if you've heard of Robert Brzezinski. He has started something called the New Thought Network, and I'll share more of that later. So it was an honor. It was an honor to be there, and it was exhilarating to just meet people. My Spanish is very rudimentary, but there are a lot of bilingual people, and we just had some great conversations. So what I wanted to share with you is some excerpts from 3 different speakers, just to give you a flavor of the differences of topics, but also some issues. This is a quote from Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis, and she's from Seattle. She's written a few books. Very amazing, energetic person. She said, God is the love intelligence of the universe that creates, as well as the reality of all creation. It's everything. So Kathy Ann had an interesting talk because she tends to be more kinesthetic. She does things through her body and with her body. And she was saying, you know, and in the Bible, you may recall, there are several places, Esther, Psalms, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Amos, Zechariah, where basically you're supposed to look up. You look up into the hills. I know it's a metaphor, but Psalms 121, I lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, from who made heaven and earth. What Kathy Ann is saying, look up, 45 degrees, look up. You can't be sad or upset or stuck. You know, when you go around like this, if you look up, put your head up physically. Put your whole body into looking up and elevating yourself, elevate your consciousness. And it works. She also says there's a healing process where when someone is upset or they're in pain, to look above their head. Look at the energy above their head. And we did that. There were some people that had amazing healing. So I had not done that before. The other thing she said, you know, take a fist. Try to unwrap your fist. It's impossible. But put your hand out, put your fist in it, and it will relax. Just let go. Learn to let go. Learn to use your body in different ways. Now, one of the things she did do, and Robert had this experience, she was looking for people to release pain or a mental blockage. So she had him close his eyes and describe it. And he described it as very dark, blue, heavy, 25 pounds, sitting on his heart. So she went through a process. Okay, the color, how big is it? Can you breathe through it? Can you breathe in it? Can you allow it to release and to let go? And she did spiritual mind treatment right then. Robert said, oh, it changed colors. It's light blue, and wow, it's really tiny. It's like half a pound. It's like, oh, you know, we can start to do things in our body by using our mind. Visualizing and letting go. And it was interesting to see how this works. So it's a technique that you can try at home or anywhere. She also said, laugh and name your good. So laugh and name your good today. Just say, what, my good? My good? Just this beautiful weather. That's my good. You know, just laugh and let it go. She's a very interesting person, and if you get a chance, you could go to her website. The second minister I wanted to talk about was Jeffrey Ryan. Jeffrey teaches visioning for CSL. And I've used him before at other churches, and he teaches us to look at our vision, you know, our intention, but also what we need to release in order to have that, what we need to become. So he has a bunch of steps to help with visioning. But, and I want to share that with you the last Sunday of this month. We'll just do a little short workshop on visioning. But I wanted to share with you another technique he talked about. And his technique, he said, is changing subconscious thoughts. Like an example, he says, when you look at somebody and you judge them, oh, he's stupid. Oh, she's lazy. Own it. Own it. It's in you. That's who you are. Own it. Release it. And, you know, I thought, well, yeah, I've done that. And I thought back, he had us go back to our childhood. When did someone call you lazy or stupid or anxious or any word? Go back to that time and look at that. And I thought, okay, I came from a rural school to the big city, and the kids called me stupid, and the teacher called me stupid. She used to love to write an F on my paper. And it's like, oh. And so what did I do? I spent a lot of my life getting degrees and more degrees and more, and more and more and more. I can name you about 5 that I have because I was compensating for that stupid. But then I realized, what a gift. Stupid was a gift because I went to college, I went to law school, I went to all kinds of schools. I became a minister, and part of it was I was driven not to be thought of stupid, but I own it now, and I give thanks. I give thanks for that. And the same with being like the label lazy. Like you may say, well, okay, maybe I am a little lazy. I like to play games on the computer. I like to just lounge around and do nothing. But it's a way of me recharging my energy. It's good. It's all good. And so when we have to look at some of these unconscious beliefs that we have and see the good. Own it. Own it. Next time you judge someone, it's in you. I think Ernest Holmes said something about cause and effect. He says, it would be wonderful indeed if a group of persons should arrive on earth who were for something and against nothing. So let's be against nothing. The last person I want to talk about is Dr. John Waterhouse. Of course, he has he has a higher degree, a doctorate in divinity. He's a very bright man. He has written a book called The 5 Steps of Freedom, an Introduction to Spiritual Mind Treatment. So I want to get that book. He said, Prometheus took the light to give to mankind. Ernest Holmes did that too, but he gave us the light to understand who we are. Now, I've talked about this before. Who are you? Who are you really? You are divine. That's who you are. And he quoted from John 10, verse 4, which is where Jesus said he was being questioned. He was being questioned by people and authorities in the church, and he said, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? And if you look back at Psalms 82, yeah, that's what Psalm says. You are gods. So it's not just that God is in you or as you or through you. You are God. That's who you really are. You are the divine expressing in this form. Every one of you is divine. Every one of you is special. Every one of you is beloved. So I liked what Larry was saying about in the reading, again, finding 1,000 people to change this planet. And we have a lot of brothers and sisters in Latin America that are there for us. And I came back being excited about that. Oh, and did everyone get a rock?
Yes.
From Mexico? What I want you to do with that rock is every time you see the rock or you rub it, feel it, put it in your purse, in your pocket, just remember, you're one of the 1,000 people. You're one of the 1,000 that will change this planet. And it's from Mexico, so I want you to remember your brothers and sisters in Mexico and that you have the ability. You have the power. You are God in this amazing disguise. So I just want to mention a couple more people. Kathy from the archives, if you ever get a chance to look at the archives, Science Mind Archives, she is a sweet, wonderful person, and she told me about a great book that just came out, Ernest Holmes Talks at Asilomar. They've finally been put out. And I just want to thank my brothers and sisters in Central America and South America and Mexico. because it was a joy to be there. So you have the opportunity next year to go if you want, or you can go online and watch some of the talks. Right now, you could go to Silomar and just keep expanding and expressing and loving, because that's the big thing about South America, Latin America. I think it's going to be what Ernest always wanted to teach, which was more love. He said if he had it to do again, he would teach more love. And I think that's the gift that our Latin American friends are giving us, more love. We're all one. Thank you. Let's see. One more selection from Richard. Thank you, Richard.
Do we get to keep the rock?
Yes, you keep the rock.
Forever. Yeah, speaking about Latin America, this is a Brazilian song. I don't think anyone was from Brazil, right? To the conference? Or was there somebody? Was there somebody from Brazil?
Yes, yes.
Anyway, this is a song by Sergio Mendes, and it's so profound, so beautiful. It's called So Many Stars. Is filled with dreams, so many dreams. Which one is mine? One must be right for me. Which dreams of all the dreams? When there's a dream for every star, and there are so many stars, so many stars. The wind is filled with songs, so many songs. Which one is mine? One must be right for me. Which song of all the songs, when there's a song for every star, and there are so many stars, so many stars. Long endless nights that I have searched, so many thoughts, so many miles, so many ways. Which one to choose, which way to go? How can I tell? How will I know? When there are, so many stars, so many stars, so many choices. Dreams I have searched one to choose which way to go. How can I tell? How will I know? And oh, so many stars, so many stars, so many stars, so many stars. The endless universe.
Thank you, Richard. So right now is our time for conscious giving. And before we sing our blessing, I want to give a little blessing in Spanish. So if you have a physical gift today, you can put it over your heart. And if you, we have many ways of giving, online, Venmo, credit card, cash, yes, and cash. But just close your eyes for a moment. Amor divino fluyendo a través de mí, divine love flowing through me. Bendice y multiplica, blesses and multiplies. Todo lo que tengo, all that I have. Todo lo que soy, all that I am. Todo lo que doy, all that I give. Sé que esto es así. I know this is so. Y así es. And so it is. So if you want to sing I Am So Blessed.
Con mucho gusto.
Gracias.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, Richard. And I have a closing treatment, but I wanted to read you. It's from John Waterhouse. And I thought it would be appropriate to honor him for all the work he's done. So let's close your eyes again and just be comfortable. I know that within myself, there is that life which is perfect, complete, and divine. It was never born, cannot die, for it lives and is God. Within myself is the wholeness, peace, poise, and power of life. This life is health. This life is abundance. It is love. There's only one life, and it is the life of God, and this is my life now. And so it is.